Hello. You guys hear me okay? Holy crap. This has been a lot of people really fast. Thank you everyone for joining. We're going to have Valley and Mike jumping on here in a little bit. Um, yeah, let's just give it a bit to get set up and then we can dig into the document. Which you can find. There's a Hermes Protocol thread under suggestions. If you guys want to open that up, this is where if you want to throw down an idea, this is the place to do it, or you can put it in the Hermes Protocol thread that we have going. Let me know if you can't find that. I'm managing a ton of shit right now, so if I don't see your message, that's why. So if you guys haven't done a Discord stage before, you can raise your hand if you want to talk, and I can approve it. And so if you want to deliver your idea with your voice, that's another way to do it. Importantly, there's a few things we want to make clear. Oh, here's Mike. I can invite him to speak. Valley might be just there too. Importantly, I am recording this audio, so if you don't want your voice recorded, put your thing in the chat and I will read it. This is so we can re-upload this to YouTube and share it for the people who weren't able to make this time. Additionally, you can expect to see a refined document by the end of the week from the core team, from this brainstorming session. Yeah. I'm just going to give it a little bit more. We got 21 people. That's pretty good. Okay. So I'm just going to wait until we get Valley in here. And then we can start our discussion. I don't know. Let me send him a message real quick. Dun, 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 dun. I'm curious where you guys came from. If you've been here for weeks, if you've been here from our recent partnership announcements with Roy, and technically not a partnership with Tranquil, but we are working with them. We've been in conversations with them. Yeah. Okay, let's get started. So if you guys want, I'm dropping here again the link. I'll put it right in general, but please do use the Hermes Protocol so we can organize these ideas. The goal of this chat is to gather ideas from the community. We are a team of 4 people. There's 4 people on our core team. You can see on this document, we've listed our expertise and what we are familiar with. And we really want to be the best that we can be. And that relies on our community because we are only 4 people. I strongly believe that more people have better ideas than less people. And we want to keep that straight here for the Hermes Protocol. So if you're just joining us, this is being recorded. So if you don't wish to speak, please just use the Hermes Protocol chat, and I can read your questions or ideas. So let's go over what the Hermes Protocol is. So the Hermes Protocol is our long-term and sustainable DeFi platform. We are currently in layer 2 of our overall protocol. Hermes from the start was always designed as a 3-layer protocol, with the first layer distributing our governance token, which we will also direct rewards towards. Our layer 2 being the primary community building and fundraising stage, and then our layer 3 being the actual long-term sustainable protocol with a long-term tokenomic design that allows for control of supply and demand, so we can help prevent any dumping or actual sustained value. The most common question is, what is Plutus? And what is Iris? And so, quick answer to that: Iris is our governance token. We've been utilizing Snapshot to do multiple governance votes, and any major decisions, any decision points from our team will be governed through a Snapshot vote. So we recently actually upgraded it yesterday to be directed to staked Iris, both in the single staked pool and the farm on our platform. So that actually gives you a 2x boost if you have it staked, and a 1x if it's just held in your wallet. I don't know why you would be holding it in your wallet. You could be making like 600% APR. Oh, Valley's coming on. Great. Hey, how's it going, man? All right. So I just want to finish out the goals, and we'll do a little introduction of Valley here. So generally speaking, the Hermes Protocol is a sustainable platform. We want to offer new or hard to find solutions for common DeFi issues. So a few examples that I put, there's some designs that are focused on launchpadding new projects. There's lending markets, there's lending market insurance, there's bridging technologies. We want to listen to you guys and understand what you think the biggest needs are. Find a way to implement that and deliver rewards to our investors via passive income mechanisms. That's the goal. Okay.
Don't be afraid, guys.
All right, why don't you guys introduce yourselves?
Yeah, man. I'm Bali Ryder. I am the CEO of this project. Yes, we are in a position right now that we want to listen our investors that we want build on the future for us. That's why we are here right now.
Awesome.
Well, I'm a.Maik. I'm the front-end developer of this project, and I'm glad to be here and listen to your opinions and your suggestions.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. So as a team, we've been together for how long do you think, Valley? Like I guess the lifetime of the project.
6 months, more or less. I think that in June I start the process building in Polygon, and yes, 6 months right now.
Okay, yeah. I've been with the team for 3 months or so, maybe. It was around the launch or the end of Iris farming. I caught the very last bit of the Iris farming. Yeah. Okay, so I do want to.
Like,
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
sorry. Yeah, more or less like me. 2-3 months. I've been working right here. Continue, bro.
Great. All right, so I want to focus this discussion on the Hermes Protocol. I'm glad to see everybody opening up the doc. A quick note, if you are logged in with a Google account, it will put your name on there. So if you want to open that up in a incognito window real quick, you can do that to protect your identity if that's something of your concern. For the requirements of the Hermes Protocol, we've talked a little bit about the goals. We want it to be a sustainable design. The requirements, so these are based on sort of the promises and the pledges that we've made for our current token holders and our current investors. So there must be a reward mechanism to Iris holders. Not only does Iris allow you to have governance and control of our protocol, but it also will have a direct reward in a form of a dividend or a fee for using the Hermes Protocol. We also will require a mechanism to convert Plutus into value on the Hermes protocol. The current idea behind this is sort of a swap and burn mechanism where there will be the release of the Hermes protocol token, which will have a swap from the Plutus token. So that's the primary usage of Plutus. Not only is it this farming reward token, but as you gain Plutus, you gain more exposure to the final Hermes protocol. We also need DAO-based control mechanisms. So this includes treasury and voting proposals. This is sort of the core purpose of Iris, right, is controlling of a treasury. So if we do make investment decisions with the Hermes treasury, which, by the way, the contract addresses are on our documentation, you can view it. Everything's public because we're on the blockchain. So we're completely transparent in that respect. So for sort of what our current platform offers, these are things that we've already built, and these are things that we can continue to use in the final layer. So we have a really nice UI. It's unique. We have, I think I checked our GitHub today, we're up to about 13 forks. So people like the design, I think. Also, thank you to guys answering questions in chat that I can't get to. I will focus more on the chat a little bit here. But we also have a fully functioning farms, pools, and vault systems. We expect to launch the vaults later this week. Valley would probably have the best answer because he's together with Mike and they're developing them today. We're on the testing stages of that, so. We have this bank mechanism that has been really effective with Plutus. So in this sense, it's a way to control the supply of the token while rewarding investors. So Plutus, you have to trade with 4% slippage because 2% of each transaction is directed towards the bank and 1% is burned. So that 2% is directly return to investors that have locked their Plutus in the bank. When you lock your Plutus in the bank, it is locked until 3 months from the start of farming. So the emissions should last until about 8 weeks, according to our calculations. And then after another month, it will become unlocked and eligible to swap in to the final layer 3. So we also have had Iris being a cross-chain token. We've partnered with multi-chain, and they've been good to us to allow us to transfer Iris across chains. We also might look into doing this natively, depending on the fee situation, because there is a fee not from Polygon side, but if you try to bridge Iris back to Polygon right now, there's a fee that needs to be adjusted. We've previously launched NFTs, so that's something that we do have experience with. We have our Hermes Hero on the Polygon blockchain, and that's actually the way you can grab the Hermes Hero role in our Discord server. That gives you a number of benefits. Most notably right now is the promotions. You get a 2x entry on your promotion running right now, and that's on every airdrop we do on the Discord. So we do have NFT experience, and that is another possibility. The NFT marketplace on Harmony is really hot right now, and there's lots of projects in it, and it's kind of saturated. So I do think we're focused more on sort of like a DeFi application. And we have really strong partnership building experience. Those of you from Roy, welcome. But we reached out to Crypto Royale, and they've been really great to us. We've made a number of other connections on Harmony, and we have a good history on Polygon as well to build strong partnerships so we can have, you know, that the promotion and marketing needed for projects like this. Anything you guys want to mention before I move on to the next section?
For me, it's fine, but I think that we have a gap in the lending section because in Harmony right now, only Tranquil have the text about supply and borrow, and I think that it's enough gap for two projects in the section. So seems interesting to me built in this line, but it's a craft, it's idea. So le- so in fact, um, we need to we need to find a way for buy more in this blockchain.
Yeah, so that's actually a good sort of segue to talking about what are the needs of. Right now, we have a strong presence on Harmony. So, what are the needs, and where are the gaps, and where can we help fill those gaps? Because right now, there's a huge influx into the Harmony blockchain, and if we can position ourselves well to take advantage of that, that's exactly the sort of thing we're looking at. So. All right. I'm copying a few things into the document from the Discord chat. Except Google Chrome keeps on yelling at me. Yeah. Okay. So let's. Do we have any questions? I'm gonna give the opportunity while we have everyone here, just in case anyone's got to go off. Why don't you throw any questions into the Hermes Protocol chat? Okay. I'll keep an eye out. I'll give it another minute or so. But so starting with the Hermes team ideas, we talked just now about one of the potential things being a lending market. This can include reward mechanisms such as, there's always a fee on lending. And that could be translated into rewards for these different other investors. An example is Tranquil Finance on Harmony already. They've been doing very well. I think their token had a 500% jump overnight, and I was like, what? So there's definitely a huge demand for this. From Safe Haven, Harmony needs affordable bridges. During all periods of functional market volatility, Binance locks up withdrawals of 1. This means we can draw other tokens to bridge, but the Harmony bridge is pricey, $5 to $13. Wow, that's crazy. Bridging is a very complex, from as far as like a smart contract settlement, because it is potentially vulnerable to exploitation. Essentially, you need both blockchains to have a final consensus that is irrevocable. And so, while bridging is a good service, that's likely why we don't have a lot of bridges. I will be able to review the chat here, so don't worry about me missing anything. So, bridging is a possibility. That is something that we can look into, and I don't want to say too much, but someone else very important has asked us about bridging as well. So it has been something we've been thinking about. Another idea that we had was to be the first Uniswap v3 clone on the Harmony network. Currently, all the dexes on Harmony use a clone of Uniswap v2, as far as I know. And V3 comes with a number of improvements, notably reduction in impermanent loss. It actually uses an NFT mechanism to represent your stake in the pool. We would be able to work with that to potentially use that in some other farming mechanism. We're pretty creative like that. So Uniswap v3 has a number of generational improvements that might help provide a really key service to the Harmony ecosystem. That's another idea that we had. As far as mechanisms to control supply and demand, we have seen lots of protocols on Harmony, notably Viperswap. I can think of LootSwap with Cosmic staking. Magic staking has an extensive lockup. So I think 95% of your rewards are locked for up to a year on Viper. And this is effective in controlling the price of the reward token. However, if you don't see those rewards for a year, it can be hard to snowball your investments, right? So maybe not an as extensive lock, but looking at some level of lock to help control the supply of whatever Hermes protocol token would be good. If you guys want to talk, I'm just rambling here. I need some water. Does anyone else want to speak? If you do, on the stage, just hit raise your hand and I can see it, and we can have a chat. One of the other things we are working on, actually, is a creation of a validator node. And this is something that we started working on, I think, 4 or 5 days ago. We successfully did a testnet deploy, and we're syncing the mainnet right now. It just takes a while to catch up, and there's nothing we can do about that. But as soon as we can, we're thinking of creative ways that we can reward people who delegate with us, either directly from the commission to help boost your average return. And it's also an exposure to bigger players within the Harmony ecosystem. So because of this, we've actually been in contact with a number of the Harmony team directly, focused on setting up RPC nodes is something that we want to look into, because if you've used Harmony, you know sometimes it sucks. That's one of the biggest problems and the biggest things that they're trying to solve. And I believe we have the technical expertise to at least assist with that. So running our own validator node, potentially looking into running a private RPC node for our own website, just for the stability of our website. And then eventually after that, looking at a public RPC endpoint, either in aggregation with the Harmony team or some other combination. So, a question related from Eagles the Enemy. Does Hermes have plans outside of Validator Node to grow the treasury? This is the biggest challenge I see from all DAOs, Time, WAGMI, etc., and not just rebase DAOs. Yes. So, the treasury is allocated a tokens from both of our launches. We contain Iris and Plutus in our treasuries, and in the case of Plutus, I think we still have a significant amount of the liquidity on Viperswap owned by the treasury. And so, generally speaking, with the trading fees, that is slowly but surely growing our our Plutus and Iris treasury, because we have ownership of the liquidity and we're getting trading fees from that. We are always open to new ideas on how to grow the treasury, and this could include strategic partnerships where there's a token exchange. So we've been talking, I think I'm allowed to say this, we've been talking with WAGMI DAO a lot. They have a bond stake mechanism. They actually have their own DEX as well. But essentially, WAGMI DAO and we've been talking with them to raise the possibility of bonding the Iris token in return for their GMI token. So in that way, a strategic partnership can be made where the Hermes treasury could use some of the Iris that it has to invest in another protocol. These are still sort of early stage talks, so there's no definitions of these ideas that are concrete. But that's one example of how we can grow the Hermes treasury, is strategic investment in other programs. And of course, the details of which will be governed by Iris votes. So, okay, I would like to clarify, WAGMI DAO is not the same as Venom DAO. They are two very similar named projects. We also have a partnership with Venom /Viperswap. they also have worked with us. That was actually one of our first and major partnerships, and part of the reason why we decided to host our liquidity on Viperswap. So it's a different project. However, yeah. Safe Haven says, how good does it feel to be a team of 4 people making a token that's got up this week when Bitcoin is down 12% on the week and ETH is down 20% on the week? It feels good. However, it is challenging. And I think it's safe to say that we're at the point now where we're going to start expanding our team. This is part of why we need this L2, is because we need to gather enough momentum, enough funds, enough investors, such that we can support expansion of our team. So yeah, we're looking at other projects. I also personally like Fuzz Finance. They funny story that I saw on the socials. So they set up a RPC similar to how we're planning to set up an RPC for their own website. And Unite Finance decided to route all of their traffic to their RPC, and it totally tanked them. So the networking requirements of having like a very busy request situation, yeah, it was pretty funny. So they actually are taking their node private because it can be expensive to do. Oh yeah, Valley's putting, we currently have 40% of the Plutus DAI liquidity on Viperswap, and I don't know the exact number that was launched at in terms of DAI, but so 40%, 41%, yeah, 3,000 in fees for in DAI, not just Plutus, in DAI, has gone into growing the Hermes treasury. So as we have more adoption, more growth of our platform, that can only go up. Yeah, 2 weeks. Okay, so man, I think I'm gonna have to edit this. I've gone on a lot of different tangents. Let's go back to some of the community-driven ideas that we had in the document. Let me read through here. Valley or Mike, if you want to pop off while I'm catching up on some reading here, that'd be great. Okay, so there's a suggestion here to allow auto compounding of Plutus for the pool. That should be possible. We are setting up an auto compounding script. However, I'm not sure if the current Plutus pool is necessarily compatible, because when you stake with a typical vault, you receive like a token that represents your share in the vault, but the vault itself owns the token essentially. So it's like a redemption thing. And because the vault owns the token, it can harvest its rewards and add it to the pool. I don't know if that's currently compatible, but we can look into launching a Plutus auto compounding pool. That is something that is very popular and helps people because they don't have to manage their investments every day. Although it's kind of fun to look at, so I don't know. Plutus and Iris prices must be at least 4 decibels on the main screen. Yes, we are doing a number of front-end improvements, and you can drop more general improvements in our suggestions channel at any time. Okay, so here's a comment about the reward locking mechanism, similar to Viperswap, with 95% locked for a year and linearly released. We are considering some sort of mechanism like that. This will not be in effect for the Plutus token. The Plutus token's tokenomics are set. However, we are discussing the final tokenomics of the Hermes protocol. Some days we are experiencing network-related problems. Isn't there a solution to this? There is. the RPC nodes are the nodes that accept commands to the blockchain. If we are able to either host a private server for our investors, that might be a way, or open up a public node that can handle the amount of requests. Basically, because Harmony exploded over the past 3 weeks, there's just a huge demand. There's tons of requests going on, and there's not that many endpoints to accept them. So what we're getting is network congestion. We have in our how to buy channel, the poked network has been generally a little bit better than the official Harmony one. Yeah, a Zap feature to create LPs. That's a good idea. We got this suggestion a little bit ago, so we have been looking into trying to find a good Zap protocol across, EVM compatible chains, to find something that we can borrow or implement on our platform, to make LPs a little bit easier for the investor. That's a good idea. And that might be a lot of work, but that's the level we want to be at when we launch the Hermes protocol. So if we can develop this feature over the lifetime of Plutus, make sure it's well tested internally and externally via Plutus, and we release it on the final protocol, that's the level of things that we're interested here. Okay, so here's another general idea that could be applicable to the Hermes protocol, is a increased reward for either a locked liquidity or like you stake your tokens for a longer period of time. So for example, 30 to 60 days of this token staked gives you a 10% boost. 60 to 180 days gives you a 20% boost. So these are just numbers, but some sort of way that rewards a long-term investment in the protocol. This would be actually really good to help build liquidity. So if we are doing that's one of the biggest problems with DeFi. You need liquidity so people can invest without too much price impact. It doesn't feel good to buy a token and then have the token increase in price like 5% from your buy, right? Pocket network, I said poked. I'm sorry. I didn't know if it stood for pocket. There will be a space for Iris with the release of the Hermes protocol. Plutus will also have a place, but not a lifetime. So Plutus will be intended to be swapped into this final protocol. Yes. Okay. So not Bob here's Mars Bob. Is that you? I will let you speak if that's what you'd like to do. I was just about to read some of your comments. You should be able to join us here. You have to accept my invite in the Discord chat. Okay, we'll come back. Okay. Oh, there we go.
Sorry about that. So my question was, will there be an option for people who are in long-term sort of investing situation with the bank? Will there be an option to, I guess, whitelist ourselves for the upcoming protocol token so that there won't be a need to swap? Maybe like an option to just migrate our tokens to a new contract so we won't have to, swap out and then swap back in and pay gas.
That's an interesting idea, and maybe that's something that we can work with. One of the concerns that we've been seeing from the community generally is when all the Plutus is released, there's going to be sell pressure, or there's going to be a drop in token price. That would be one of the ways that we can help stagger the release of these things in order to put it towards the final destination that it was intended for, especially because Plutus does have the slippage on it, the fee on it. We would whitelist both contracts. I believe that shouldn't be a problem, such that there wouldn't be any fees going straight into the Hermes protocol. If anyone knows a good snapshot mechanism for Harmony, please send me a message, because that is something that I've been looking for personally, so we can get an idea of at block X who was staked in the bank and what was their staked percentage, etc. Yeah. Do you have any other ideas here, Bob?
No, that was just my only question. I'll move back to the audience.
Great, thanks for participating. Okay, so we have a from Domino Boss here, a proposal to keep the native token price. So I believe he's talking about Iris. Pool similar to the bank, but blocking the tokens for a fixed amount of time, 7, 15, 60 days, etc. The more time you lock your tokens, the higher APR you will receive. And the reward should be in a different coin such as DAI, ETH, etc. Okay. I like that idea. I think that definitely could be a way we could return rewards to Iris investors. Also, guys, we're at 498 members, and if 2 more people join the Discord, Valley's got to give away some money. So invite your friends. We'll have a little bit more of this discussion here, but just put on your socials an invite link, and we'll see if we can break 500 by the end of this thing. I think we could do it. Another idea from Domino Boss, no buy tax, but a sell tax of 4 to 6%. That could work. That could be some way that we encourage people to remain invested in the protocol. 4 to 6% is a little bit steep. What we ideally want on this token is something freely tradable. So you wouldn't have to adjust the slippage, etc. A sell tax of 4 to 6%, you would need to have that on one side of the transaction, so it might be a little confusing for people. We want to consider how easy it is to use this token, and that it drives some of its overall value. So, yeah, Roy Peeps, you guys are new. You should have some friends that haven't heard about us yet. Okay, launch pads. Yeah, launch pads for new projects. That's something that would be awesome. Providing liquidity through a incentivized pair, sort of the model I think about is PancakeSwap. Those guys do that all the time. And that generally has been okay for them. We're not cloning PancakeSwap, to be clear. Auto compounding button for rewards that go to the native token pool. That could be a front end feature. APR enhancer with the native token. Imagine if you are farming with Bitcoin ETH, you could add some of the native token and you would add an additional APR on the farm. I don't think I've ever heard of something like that before. That's a kind of a cool idea. So one of the utilities of the Hermes Protocol token would be as a general APR booster. Interesting. I'll think about that one. And this whole process is, we're just adding ideas that our team can discuss, and we'll find the best ones. And if you contributed to some of the best ideas, I think it's $50 in Plutus paid out. So yeah. From Safe Haven, I think we've discussed a few of these. NFTs with staking. So I've seen some of these platforms where there's levels of NFTs or rarities or something. And the higher rarity NFT you hold, the less fees you pay on the platform. That works if we are going with this DEX idea. If we go for a Uniswap v3 clone or something similar that have general procedural improvements over, that could be an interesting feature that we could add to incentivize traders to use the platform, right? It's all about driving long-term returns. Thank you guys, everyone, for hanging in here and listening to me. I'm really enjoying this. Hope you are too. So again, if you have questions, just drop them in the Hermes Protocol thread. NFTs created by community partnership with individual or project artists. That sounds awesome. The initial payment for treasury/development funds with royalties to encourage project promotion. That can get a little trickier. NFTs are highly variable in their adoption and their trading volume. That would be something that we would have to track pretty carefully, and that would be like a very, not a hard sell, but something that is potentially very hard to do. Oh, we did it. We hit 500 members. GG Valley. Okay, staking NFTs towards particular pools or ecosystems, various promotional rotations to keep the engagement across the products fresh. Yeah, so that kind of fits in with the Launchpad idea. Maybe, there's a particular, instead of a token, you need an NFT to reach out and get onto this Launchpad. I will say the Launchpad projects that I've seen on Harmony have been doing pretty well. The most notable one is Artemis off the top of my head. But again, there's not that many that I've seen. So if we're thinking of underserved markets, we're looking at Launchpad projects, market lending projects, and next generation DEXs. Those are some of the three big areas that I think there is demand for. YouTube videos explaining the basics of single staking, liquidity pools, impermanent loss, yield farming, tokenomics, etc. Yes, this is something that I would love to do. We do have a YouTube channel, and I have done a number of YouTube videos. Do you recognize my voice? On some of these basics of our platform. This is something that I would like to do more of. It's just sort of a time thing. We've been managing as a 4-person team a lot. So I would love to do more videos. I would love if any of our community members would want to do more videos, and we would sponsor them and put them on our website, on our YouTube, and have it Hermes branded. That would be really nice. So if you want to do that, let me know. Okay. Okay, this sounds like a kind of complex idea, but what about burn mechanisms from Plutus that converts into locked iris that proportionally distributes at various amounts to current iris holders via airdrops at particular milestones? I am confusion. I need some clarification on that. We can talk about that a little bit more. But the idea of like an X iris or some sort of direct conversion similar to like a Viper, X Viper, where that X Viper ratio is continuously increasing from protocol fees. That's another way that we could envision doing a iris reward mechanism. How did you airdrop a hard cap token that is already 100% in circulation? Yes, we would have to use treasury funds in order to do that. Depending on sort of where the market is, you could imagine a buyback program where the treasury used other funds to buy Iris, for example. Currently, that I don't think that's possible, but we do. Yeah, Valley's right. In the Polygon treasury, we have about 60,000 Iris right now, and we've been looking at other expansions in Polygon because we're still on Polygon. Yeah. Also, Hermes heroes are. I believe the current threshold is you need to own 3 Hermes heroes NFTs to get the Discord role. When people buy these NFTs, they must use Iris. So there is a direct use case that pays the treasury for Iris. Rookie's trying to buy us out. Oh no. All right. Okay. Well, this is the end of the document. Yell at me if I missed anything. But this was a good review session for most of our team here. We have 3 out of the 4 members here that have been listening the whole time. I just want to say thank you for everyone, especially if you're new. Welcome. We're looking to do this every week. I don't know if this is the best time, but I want to do this every week until we are at the launch of the Hermes Protocol. So I talk a lot, so I'm used to it. But yeah, we want to do this every week. We want to keep the community informed about what we're doing, what the Hermes Protocol is, because we're still building it. That's the honest to God truth. We are still building it. We are still making these decisions, and you guys are the ones who are in early, right? That's how you should view this project. That's how you should approach it. I just want to say, crypto is crypto. We are a secure platform. We have been audited. There are always risks. So always do your own research. Read through our docs if you have any questions. Read our white paper, and we'd be happy to talk with you. As the motto goes, we are safe, transparent, and fast. That's why we're Hermes.
Yeah, guys, thank you for joining here. See you in the next weeks. Keep you informed through weekly mediums and something like that. You.
Great. Okay, I'm going to end it here. Stick around, see if you won that promotion giveaway. We have 58 entries right now, it looks like. And Valley has to pay out, I don't know how much, but we hit 500 Discord members. So we actually unlock some Discord analytics, which can be cool and help us better informed. So thank you, everyone. This has been awesome. We also have a AMA on Wednesday at 5 p.m. UTC in Crypto Royale. So if you didn't get your question answered here and you want to save it for there, that's the next opportunity to talk to us. So until then, catch us on Discord and Twitter, and enjoy farming.